it now. Okay, so let me open the reference sheet. So day 3 and 4, yeah. We gone through the profile. This is troubleshooting login issues. Role already we gone through it. Profile also we gone through it. Now let's focus on the chatter and then we'll come back to that. Okay. Chatter means again, you guys remember that like a Salesforce, even they signed, they acquired the Slack as well this year.
Yes.
So that is the one huge. I believe like once the Slack is onboarded, maybe like they will. There is a possibility of overriding the chatter features, but again, I don't know. Like the old customers, they are using it, right? Like they cannot completely wipe up, but again, they will give a
For
more
the new,
flexibility. Yeah,
for
basically,
the new users.
yeah. What they will do, like they will give you a complete video calling, everything like within Salesforce itself.
Hmm.
Because chatter is allowing, right? Like you can make a call, you can have a discussions, meetings, and everything. So they will integrate and they will put within Salesforce. The meeting will be recorded automatically as a notes, and then you can save it in Salesforce. Like they will give like a kind of features, I believe. But again, let them come back. Like what are the features like they are coming back? Let's see.
Okay, that'll be cool
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they have
exactly.
that.
Within Salesforce itself, like we don't want to rely on with a Zoom or anything. So
Hmm.
maybe I don't know. They put a maybe license based or something like, yeah. If you have a
Hmm.
Slack account, so yeah, you can make a phone calls and you can create a multiple groups and you can have a chat. Like yeah, there are a lot many features in that. The same facility like they will bring within Salesforce. You can have a conversations and the conversation will be stored as a record in Salesforce
Hmm.
or activity in Salesforce. Okay. Now, before that, I think currently we have a chatter functionality in Salesforce. We have a two chatters. One is chatter free license, chatter external license. So chatter free, I think you will get a 5,000 and this one 500. Now, just to show you that, if I go for a company informations, chatter free how many?
5,000.
Yeah, and out of that only one we used. Same way, there is a chatter external, you will get it. That is, I think 500. So I think to view like all this, I have to go for a classic. But yeah, there is maximum 500 chatter external. Now, what is the difference between chatter free and chatter external? Chatter free can be used to collaborate. Even the chatter external also same functionality, but chatter free is the highest permissions compared to chatter external. Chatter external mainly for a customers outside the company. Maybe they are not a customer. Like if you want to give access, you can go for a chatter external licenses. There are few differences there. Let me show you that. So if I open a one profile, which is chatter free users and chatter external users. Okay, I'm going to change this view so that we come to know, or we can just check that here also. Yeah, and here like there is no, yeah, most of the functionality will be the same. So system permissions, login hours, login IP ranges, service providers, session settings, they're also all same. So yeah, but if you look at inside the system permissions, there will be a difference. There are more permissions in chatter free, but if I go here, what permission exactly? Add people to the direct message. Yeah. See here, access to the community management. It's not there. But in chatter free, we have access to the community management. And there are like this, you can see the difference actually. So allow user to access the privacy data, Apache REST services. It also is there. Privacy data, API enabled, assign topics.
So what do you mean the community management? Is it the Salesforce community forum?
Yeah, exactly. So we can go and create a community basically within Salesforce, and that community can be accessed by Chatter free users, but Chatter external users, they cannot access it.
Okay.
So that is the main difference. And there are like a couple of other differences also. Like, yeah, I'm not sure exactly from here. So there are a couple of other differences. Chatter internal users. So I don't think so. This side, yeah, is not there. The Chatter internal user can act as a Chatter, use all Chatter features, but this feature is not there. Okay, same way. I think like other one, this one, edit post on my own. This one is a, what else like is missing? Yeah, view help link. View help link also is not there here. Yeah, there is no. Yeah, like that. Like there are I think 5 or 6, but I would say Chatter free is the highest permission compared to Chatter external. Let's go and use the Chatter free. And how many users we can use? Maximum 5,000 users we can use the Chatter free. So now,
Free.
yeah, let me create a one user. Yes, of Chatter free. Just to differentiate it. Here, Chatter free, and also we can use Chatter moderator user. Moderator means like, yeah, they can manage the Chatter group and other stuff. So Gmail address, I will say service at Salesforce 017. Okay, and I will create one. Now see here, I got an email and verify that account. So this is December, right? So DEC at 2020. DEC at 2020. See here, as a Chatter free users, they can create a new groups basically. They can create a new group, but we can restrict it. If they don't want to create a group, we can restrict it. But these are all the features available for Chatter free licenses. If you create any one user with Chatter free license, they can go on to like, yeah, personalize the information, display like the email settings. They can customize like all this. But I don't think so. Like they will have import wizard access. But yeah, so here they cannot. There is options, but they cannot. So on the Chatter, like again, they can do like a post, poll. They can share it. Yeah. They cannot delete it again. They don't have permission to delete others. So, but they can see it. The company level highlight and everything, like they can see it within the Chatter post. And also, they can go and check like if there are any active group. And see here, there are so many active groups, and they can go and join it. They can join and they can post in the group. Or they can post like a specific person. So let's say like at Sambath. So it will come to my notifications immediately. Yeah. So these are all the features of chatters. So again, they cannot go and create any records. They cannot access the applications. They can see only the Chatter application, Salesforce Chatter applications, and these are all the menus. They can see the people basically. So we are not giving like any access, but again, if you are giving the access like to see other people's, they can. So for groups, yes, they can go, and even like they can see here. If they created a new group, let's say like if I'm creating a new group,
So they can see the sales and other objects if you give access.
no, they cannot.
Okay.
So I just type public at private so that we can invite the customers, allow customers. Yeah. See here, they can add a member. So let's say Sambath, they can add a member to the groups because at the moment he is the owner of the group. So this group is created by the chatter users. So he is the owner of the group. So he can invite the people to join in the group. Yeah, so there is a search options, like they can go and search, like say Supriya maybe. Yeah, they can invite. And also they can upload the files, like yeah, post. There are so many. So this is the general features of chatter free license in Salesforce. Chatter external also same features. So there is no much difference, but again, same features. Community wise, like they don't have access to the community, but we didn't create any community. Once we create a community, we will validate where they can see the community options over here itself.
So can I ask a question? What is the real need to create this group in a live product or live application?
Basically, like if you don't want to give a full access to the client, so maybe the client want to have a update to the specific sales guy, like he need to know what's going on in this particular product, or maybe like yeah, we can have a company wide post and we will invite the customer into the group, and we can do like all the communications and other. Let's say like okay, there is a one big deal is going on, so I will invite the customers company employees, so they know like what is the conversation is going on, right? They can collaborate basically.
Okay.
So they can use the chatter to collaborate, like to win the deals basically. So internal company employee can participate, and also which company we are targeting it, that company employee also we can invite them, and between them they can collaborate, they can post it, and they can share the files. So let's say like if I want to share a file, PPT or presentation or something, like I can share it with the group, then group people can go and download it and view it, and yeah, they can feed their inputs.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so any other questions?
Yes, Sampath, I have a question. So regarding the post, do they need to include like the group name in order to make sure all the members of that group are able to view the post?
Generally, like if I post something, I don't want to notify anything. Just simply like if I post anything, by default, this post is visible to all this group member.
Okay.
If you want to specify the specific person, the notification will come to here. So let me show you. Like I posted one previously, like one specific notification, right? Let's say like if I put a at Sambath, this is for your info. Share. Now what will happen? The notification goes to here. You'll see. So if you didn't put at sign, see. If you didn't put at sign, by default it will be there in the chatter, but it won't go any notification, nothing. But they can go and view it. The group member can go and see it. Okay. So here, yes, I agree. Something like that, yeah. So now I responded like directly over here itself. So yeah, because this is between like this chatter 3% and Sambath. So that's like he getting a notifications. Okay, so that is the on thing of the chatter. The next topic is troubleshooting the login issues. Now, how do you troubleshoot the issues for an users? Let's say like you are the company administrator. Now users come and say, okay, I am not able to log into Salesforce. So as an administrator, how do you troubleshoot that? Hello?
Yeah, we need to ask them to use a forgot password option
Okay, forget
as a
password
first
option.
step.
Okay.
As a first step.
Okay, what else?
And then verify whether the
Why
email
you
address
are
is
why you are saying like a forget password is the first step?
That's an option that they can try by themselves. Whether the new password, the link will come to their email address so that they can try by themselves.
Yeah, agreed. Okay,
They would have forgotten their password.
agreed.
And second option is there is a chance that the profile, the email address is not entered correctly, and there is a typo or some mistake has happened in the data.
Yeah.
That is two. These are two things that I can think.
So basically validate the username. Okay. Okay. And
Yeah.
then
Like a single sign-on thing.
even single sign-on also, like if they are not able to log in, you can go and verify the information. So yeah, that's fine. But other than that, anything else? What about others? Sini and Kishore, any inputs?
I couldn't think of any.
Okay.
Maybe Sambat, it will be long time he's not using that ID.
Are they using the right? Are they using the right URL to log in? Maybe.
Yeah, that is another one more thing. Is right. So whether they are using the right URL, basically whether login.salesforce.com or test.salesforce.com, that is a good one. What else? Okay, so let's go through it.
Browsers cache to be cleared sometimes.
Yeah, that is also fine. So you'll see here.
Yeah.
First of all, make sure that, yeah, as you mentioned, like they can use the forget password options.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is from the user side, they can validate.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and even as an administrator, you can reset the password. Okay, so as an administrator, you can go to the users. So let's say I will go to the users. I'm not sure, like a Bhaskar, I enabled it. Yeah, you are there actually. Okay, so if I open the Bhaskar, so what I will do, I can reset the password.
Mhm.
So at what time you will use the reset options? If the user may be locked, they entered like a wrong password more than 3 times or 10 times. By default in Salesforce, 10 times. If they enter like a more than 10 times, you can see there is a lock button. So basically you can see the unlock button because the users like enter wrong password multiple times. Because of that, like the system is locked, and then the user cannot able to log in. Then you can unlock it and they can log in, or you can reset the password. Okay, so these are all the additional options. Maybe user account might be freeze. There is a freeze options. So if I freeze, can you try to log in? Do you know like a username and password for you, Bhaskar?
Yeah,
The
I can
username
try.
is, yeah, username is over here.
Okay, I can give it a try. Okay, I'll try.
Sambat, is it possible to change login times as 10, like you can reduce like 10 to 5 or else like something like 3 or
We will go through that, yeah, one by one. So yeah, that's also possible.
Okay.
So let's are able to log in?
Yeah, I'm logging in 1 minute.
At the moment I freeze the Bhaskar account. So let's see like whether he is able to log in or not.
Yeah, it says check your username and password. I don't know whether I'll pass.
Yeah, let me unfreeze it. And can you try to log in?
Okay, I'll try now.
Still, are you able to log in or no?
No, I don't know whether I will remember the right password.
Okay, so I reset the password. So can you try now? Put simple password, test at 1, 2, 3, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. I'll open my email. 1 second.
So now other thing is that if we reset the password, if the email is not going to the users, what we will do? The email itself is not going to the users, then what you will do? Hello?
Maybe we need to check the email deliverability thing.
Exactly. So we have an email deliverability and make sure like the deliverability is on. So by default, the deliverability is set to all, then only the email will go. If you put a no access, then no email will go out from the Salesforce. So make sure like the deliverability is on. Okay.
I'm setting the password.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
Oh, it says can't use this old password. I'm just going to put now test at 1.
test
Test
at
at 1.
2020.
Yeah. Okay, I changed the password. I logged in now.
Okay, now I am freezing it. Okay, can you log? Now can you try to create like a new customers or something? Click on any tab, any browser tab. Click on tab, any of the tabs, and try to
1 second.
just click on the customer tab. You're able to?
Wait, I was logged out. I'm logging in back again.
No, it won't allow because I freezed your account.
Okay.
So it will log out automatically. Okay. So because
Yeah.
I freezed here. Now if I unfreeze it, then again you have to log in.
Okay.
Okay. So again, once if you freeze it, the user cannot log into systems. So you can freeze it like the users, maybe like if they are going for a vacations or something like they don't want to access it, you can freeze their account. Now, if they try to attempt like a more than 10 at the moment in developer org 10 times, but in production org 3 times. So if you enter the wrong password 10 times, the system will lock. Automatically it will lock. Administrator can see the unlock button over here. So on click on the unlock button, it will unlock the users. Okay, that is the another options. So this one. So user account might freeze and the user account has been locked. The next one is make sure the user are using the right URL. Production means login.salesforce.com or either company domain, or sandbox means test.salesforce.com. That is the URL. And make sure the users are entering the username, password, correct, right username, password. And validate the user's name, or maybe single sign on enabled means validate other info. And make sure the user is active. So let's say if the user itself is not active, then they cannot log in, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is the difference between active and freeze? So what will happen if I uncheck the checkbox? If I deactivated the users, what will happen? And one more thing, in Salesforce, we cannot delete the users. We cannot. Once if you create a user, that's it. Only you can deactivate the users. You cannot delete the user in Salesforce. Now, if you deactivate the users, you will get the license back. But if you freeze the users, you won't get the license back. See, user not able to log in, but you won't get back the license. Yeah. But if you uncheck the checkbox, if you inactivate the users, you will get the license back.
Okay.
Understood, right?
Yep.
So that is the main difference between these two. Then the next one is make sure there is no IP ranges restrictions or login hours restrictions. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to, can you try to log in, Bhaskar, again one more time, please? So now let's focus on the, make sure the login IP ranges. So
Yeah,
we'll,
I logged in.
okay, you logged in already. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to restrict the Bhaskar now. So using the IP address. So IP address can be restricted on the profile, not the user level, on the profile level. So I will go to this customer relationship manager profile, and there is options login IP ranges.
Mhm.
So what I will do, I am going to restrict the, so I put between only this IP ranges. Under this profile, users can access between only these IP ranges.
Mhm.
Now, can you try to log in?
Okay. No, I can't.
Okay, now I am deleting it. Can you try to log in?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, once if you logged in, click on the customer tab.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, create a new customer. Now I am putting the IP restriction. Okay, so assume
Mhm.
Bhaskar is already logged in now. Now
Yeah.
I am putting the IP restrictions. Okay,
Mhm.
now
Mhm.
when I go and create a customers, just click on the
Oh.
customer tab and create a new customers and enter the info.
I clicked on new. The window has come to add a customer.
Yeah, go and create it. Like, so basically, you can perform all the operations until you logged out. The system, it won't enforce you to log out.
Mm.
Because you previously logged in. After that only
Mhm.
I put the IP ranges, because you
Mm.
logged in already. After that only I put the IP ranges. But until you log out, you can perform all the activity. So creating a record, modifying the record, deleting the record, like you can do it. What are the permissions? Based on the permission, you can do all the activity. Why? Because you already logged in. I put a restriction. Now, can you log out? You are
Okay.
logging out manually. Okay, you are logging out
Yeah.
manually. And try
Yes.
to log in.
I can't log in.
Yeah, because I put IP restrictions. So if there is IP restrictions, you cannot log in. You can log in only from between these IP ranges. So
What
where did you get the IP ranges? So if you go to Google,
question, Sampath? So what
yeah,
does it say to the user when the IP ranges is set?
it will say like a general again, your username password is incorrect. Please contact the administrator. Previously, like we got a specific error message, but now these days, like yeah, we are not getting the specific error message. Generally, they are giving the generic error message saying that like your
Please
account.
check your username and password. If you still can't log in, contact your
Yeah,
Salesforce administrator.
exactly. That is the general generic validation for across all.
Okay.
So again, if you want to know your IP ranges, so go to Google, just type for my IP address, then you will get it. Okay, so that is for login IP restrictions. You can restrict the users from the login IP ranges as well. Now, there is a one more. I will go back to the profile. Login hours. So I think like this is to answer to any questions. So now what we can do? Can you try to log in um Bhaskar? Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm able to log in.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a restrictions. So today is Saturday. Okay. So users can log in up to from morning 8 a.m. to evening 5 p.m. After that, they cannot log in. Or instead of 8, I can go and put a 9. Okay. So morning 9 a.m. to evening 5 p.m. Saturday, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say he can log in after one. What is time now? Okay, here the time is 11:25. So I will say 1 p.m. to just 5 p.m. Already you logged in, right?
Yes, I logged in. Yeah.
Now I'm restricting the users. I'm putting the validations. Okay. Now if I save, now can you try to click on the employee tab?
Customer tab is there.
Yeah, sorry, custom tab. Click on that.
Oh, I logged out.
Exactly. So basically, if we restrict the login hours, the system will enforce the users to log out immediately if they are not fall onto the specific login hours. Now I restricted the users up to 1 to 5.
1 to 5.
Yeah, they can log in up to 1 to 5 only, not more than that. This is again, the time zone is BST.
Yeah.
So if your company BST, it will take. So yeah. So the system will automatically log out. So you cannot do any operations. Now there is a one exam questions. The user logged into the system. Yeah. And they start creating a new employee and they enter all the informations. And the user login hours is restricted from morning 8 a.m. to evening 4 p.m. Now the time is 4.1 p.m. Now the user try to click on the save button. What will happen? So they will give you 4 options. So the data will be saved into Salesforce and the user will logged out. The data will be lost and the user get logged out. And the data won't save, user still log in. The data will be saved and the user still log in, can perform his activity. And maybe like they'll give some other options. So they will give you like a 4 options. So you have to select one options. Right? You understood, right? So basically it won't save any information. Immediately it will log out. The data will be lost and the system will
Log the user out.
log out. Yeah.
Log
That is the one exam question. I'm sure like you will get it like for admin exam. Okay. So login IP restriction. So now the difference between the login IP ranges and the login hours is IP ranges. If you logged in, it won't enforce you until you manually log out. But IP range login hours, it will enforce you to log out immediately. Okay. So these are all the ways you can troubleshoot the login issues. Same way, in order to restrict the users, what are the ways you can restrict the login? You can restrict the login by login hours. You can restrict the user by IP ranges. You can freeze the users and you can inactivate the users. So these are all the 4 ways you can restrict the logins. You understood, right? These 2?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Hello?
I'm good.
Yeah, no questions. Yeah. Fine.
Okay, good. So let's move on to the next topic. So day 3 we are done. On the day 4, we know restricting the login. So determining the object access means, so on the object level, we are giving like a read, create, edit, delete, right? That is the determining the object access. And setting up the record access means OWD. We can have a
Organization wide.
yeah, private, public read only, public read write, or you can have a sharing rule to share the record, either manual sharing or automated sharing. Within automated sharing, we do our 2 options, criteria based sharing or ownership based sharing. So these are all the options. And also, you know, like a record level, role hierarchy level, you can share the records. So if the role hierarchy is enabled, we can share the role hierarchy level as well. So top users can control the bottom users records. And dealing with record access exceptions. So if you want additional exceptions, so you can go to their profile and you can give a data administration permission. It will override the org-wide permission settings. And also you can create a permission sets and you can overcome that, or manually you can share the records. The next one is even managing field level security. Did we discuss that? Managing the field level security.
Not sure. Sampath.
So okay. So field level security basically